What it do, beautiful people? It's the Big Drip signing in. And to my left is Light Drizzle. Light Drizzle, holla at him real quick for me.
My name's T.Y. Guys, what's going on? We're so happy to be here. We're starting a new thing today.
Yeah, so this is brought to you by the Pop Culture Corner, man. And we're out here, we're trying something special, something new. Just a quick take for y'all. See if you like it. See, we want to change things up a little bit. So this is strictly for YouTube. And today, we're going to talk Spider-Verse and all the possibilities that could come with it. I'm sure you guys heard a lot of rumors and a lot of things that are going on. So we're just going to sit here. We're going to give you a quick 15 minutes. We're going to talk about what could happen, what we would possibly like to see happen. And again, we always want you guys involved. So you get in the comment section, you tell us what you would like to see happen. We'll keep this conversation going as a family.
I love it. I love that intro.
We do it for the culture, baby.
I love that intro. So as you were saying, and I'm sure you guys have heard, there has been talks that Jaime Foxx, of all people, will be reprising his role as Electro in the MCU Spider-Man 3 movie with Tom Holland. Now, so what are you thinking?
All right.
Because this is crazy. I mean, this
yeah,
is out of all the villains that could be here, we're gonna get Electro in there.
Well, arguably one of the most hated villains in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes.
That being said, I believe we mentioned this in episode 2. This really just confirms the idea that we had that you can't do comic book hero movies and do a whole shared universe without things getting wacky, crazy out there. You just can't do it. There's too much going on. That being said, it all starts with Multiverse of Madness. So when this movie comes out, people, I'm telling you right now, be prepared because things are going to get buck wild and it's probably going to get really confusing. But I think that's going to be a main focal point of the movie itself.
Right.
To purposely confuse us. We have no idea what the hell's going on. Doctor Strange has no idea what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. And a lot of things are going to be popping at you left and right.
Right. And so it looks like Kevin Feige has used Doctor Strange 2 as almost an answer to the Flash movie from DC.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Doctor Strange 2 was originally slated to come out before Thor Love and Thunder, and now it is after, and it will end Phase 4. So it looks like this is going to be the doors are going to start opening in Doctor Strange 2.
Yep.
And a funny thing, Sam Raimi's directing Doctor Strange 2, so another Spider-Man tie there.
Yeah, but big but on this one, we'll see. I can almost say with guaranteed confidence that there will be no Tobey Maguire. There will be no direct characters from Sam Raimi's movies, only because it's been so long.
I do.
Tobey Maguire himself, for a prime example, is way too old to be bringing him, unless they do kind of what the animated Spider-Verse movie did with the fat, drunk, he divorced MJ, kind of Peter Parker. Yeah. And that would be hilarious, honestly. Out of Tobey?
Tobey, right.
That'd be great to see, actually. I would not mind that.
But yeah, so now it looks like we're going to be getting, our theory, or at least one that we talked about together, was it looks like the Amazing Spider-Man and Tom Holland's Spider-Man might be the ones that we're focusing on. Much easier in people's minds to bring in Andrew Garfield and Electro. We think that they're going to start building towards a Sinister Six movie. And it looks like the Sony shared Spider-Verse is going to be building alongside the MCU. And there's like a connective tissue where they kind of pull and use what they want and make them cross over when they need to, but also keep it separate. For the most part, it looks like Sony just wants a piece of that MCU money.
Yeah, I was absolutely just about to say that. It really comes down to Sony doesn't want to lose out on this money. They're not dumb. They know what kind of dollar sign is on Spider-Man, but so the MCU is far too big to ignore. Right? You have to work with these people. If Disney comes to you and they want what you have, they're gonna get it. I hate to break it to you, Pippin, but you're not stopping Disney. I'm sorry. It's way past that point. You should have not buying tickets to Lion King if you didn't want them to blow up so much.
Right.
So they come to you, you say yes, right? And I think another reason why they're using Andrew Garfield rather than Tobey Maguire, other than the old thing, but it's also Amazing Spider-Man was trying to develop its own Spider-Verse thing with
Sinister Six,
they were planning on introducing Sinister Six, and also at some point they had Gwen Stacy, killed her off. Some point we were supposed to see an MJ.
Yep.
So they were trying to build their own kind of Spider-Verse. If that succeeded, I'm sure we would have saw Venom. We would have saw you know, all kinds of different Spider-Verse characters, probably even a Miles if it really blew up.
Right.
You know.
Unfortunately, we know how that turned out, and it didn't work out so well.
Yes.
But yeah, again, it looks like, I mean, from the Morbius trailer, we know that
Michael Keaton.
that Michael
Keaton
is going to cross over into that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do know that the MCU and the Sony shared universe, or the Spider-Verse, if you want to call it that, there are links, and we just don't know maybe what they are.
Yes.
The Morbius trailer didn't give away too much of what Michael Keaton's role will be.
Yes.
But it looks like he may be recruiting Morbius, or maybe it's just that. It's just a link.
A nod.
It's
Yes.
just a nod.
Yes.
But it looks like we are definitely going to see the Sinister Six at one point.
Oh, absolutely. Because I mean, the only logical, and at some point, it's only logical because you know, Sony does still have a big part in what happens in all things Spider-Man, and they want Sinister Six to happen. They were pushing it heavy with the Amazing Spider-Man. So now that it's with the MCU, well, we're going to Kevin Feige. Hey, we still want this to happen, and why fight that?
Yeah,
That's a
why
great
fight
thing
that?
to see.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. So there's no reason to not do it, right?
Right.
You include that. Sinister Six is a big part of Spider-Man.
Right.
That being said, I believe what is going to happen here. I don't expect to see the overall MCU and the Spider-Verse cross right away. You might see bits and pieces, but as a whole giant circle, do not expect it right off the rip anyways. I believe they're going to try to keep them as separate as possible, using Spider-Man as the middleman, right?
As the link.
Yes, Spider-Man's the link, he's the middle guy, right? So you got the overall MCU over here, Spider-Man's doing his thing in there, but oh, something's happening in the Spider-Verse. All right, well, Spidey jumps back over here. You're not going to see Andrew Garfield, or for rather, Electro, end up over here without him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? These two
I do.
will never touch without him being in the middle.
Right.
So, at some point, if this succeeds, then we'll see one big circle. But we got to test the waters over here because this is a very, very far-fetched, very comic book-esque idea we're trying to put on a big screen for general audiences to understand. This
Right.
is, you're throwing a lot at the regular just moviegoer.
Right, and-
you know?
and as
not
far-
everybody is us. You know what I mean?
As far as Michael Keaton goes, they're going to be like, wait a second, so Michael Keaton's Batman is in the Flash movie, but Michael Keaton is also in the Spider-Verse, and he's also in the MCU.
Yeah.
This dude literally transcends the laws of the multiverse.
You can't stop Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he's just
You
everywhere.
can't.
He's just
You know?
everywhere.
Yeah, quick shouts out to you, homie, because you're great. You really are. Michael Keaton's the dude. He really is.
But, so there were rumors going around that, like, maybe Kevin Feige would want Tom Holland as the MCU Spider-Man,
Yep.
and maybe Sony recasting Spider-Man for their own Spider-Verse.
Ugh.
I don't know if that's the
I
way
would-
I would want to go.
No, I would
A
absolutely.
fourth Spider-Man.
I've been dying, Drizzle,
For
literally
Miles.
dying for, not just, no, I wasn't even going to say Miles just now, but I am. He is my soul. But I want to see Venom, Spider-Man. I want Venom. My main concern over here is that Venom joins this.
Yeah.
This is what I want more than anything. Everybody else is strictly a Spider-Man villain, right? But Venom is a Marvel character. He's not just a Spider-Man villain. He is a character. He has several of his own storylines and arcs and all these different things and different variations of him, you know?
Yeah.
Even if it's not Eddie Brock's Venom, maybe Agent Venom, you know? Maybe a little bit of Carnage. You know, just the symbiotes in general. Bring them over here, please. Please, Kevin, I'm talking to you. Please, just do the drip a favor, because I know it will sell tickets. I know it will.
Do you like Tom Hardy's Venom? A lot of people are very mixed on his Venom.
It was not Tom Hardy's fault. I think Tom Hardy fits the character. I think he did a good job performing. Venom himself, like the guy voicing him and how they did the character, also wasn't bad. Didn't bother me. I'm not a big fan of the goofy Venom, but he is, typically speaking, that is his character.
Mm-hmm.
He is like that. I think a big problem with the movie was the choreography of fight scenes and the CGI use. Because, you know, our last battle in that movie was
Very
just too
heavy.
hard
heavy
to
on
see.
the CGI.
Yeah, you can't see anything. It's just two globs of. Looks like we're throwing Play-Doh at each other and making sound effects in the background.
Yes.
You draw some teeth on them and you throw them at each other.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So I think there's improvements to be made, but as far as taking Venom and introducing him to Tom, I think they'll play great. I think the two Toms will play great off of each other. I really do.
Yeah.
So I would love to see something of that sort.
Right, and then so Doctor Strange 2 is what we kind of wanted to talk about as well in this video because we do think that Doctor Strange 2 is going to open the door to the multiverse, hence the name Multiverse of Madness. We might even get to see some alternate versions of Iron Man.
Yeah.
We might get to see an alternate version of Captain
Yes,
America.
absolutely.
Now, these are all rumors, but they all are... I could see them happening, right?
Absolutely.
We get these big budget names like Tom Cruise or John Krasinski come in
Jim
and play... play Iron Man and Captain Hydra, respectively.
Yes.
And then, you know, that doesn't seem so crazy that Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is here, or, you know, that Electro has come into this universe, because, you know, now the general audience knows that Doctor Strange, whatever happens in that movie, opens up some portal, breaks the fabric of reality, and now maybe the mutants are coming in, or the Fantastic Four,
so,
Spider-Man.
Can I just say real quick, two things. Well, I got a couple things to say, but to start off, again, directly talking to you, Kevin, please do not introduce mutants in the Fantastic Four through Multiverse of Madness. I'm sorry, but it's just lazy. It really is. To just open a portal to another dimension, that's why mutants here. That's lazy. Let's be creative. Give us a real reason as to why we haven't seen mutants this whole time. Now, not for nothing, but mutants technically tend not to get involved in the outside world because mutants
stay off the record, right?
Yeah, they're not really welcomed, right? They get attacked, they get harassed, they get paid. They're not really welcomed.
They're like the undesirables.
Exactly.
In that that universe.
So it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say to us, the audience, they've been in hiding this whole time because they've been hunted and attacked. You know, you can use perfect way to use General Ross. I've been looking for them this whole time, hunting them down, trying to find them, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But we can't find them because their mutant abilities, they're able to hide and stay low profile, right? But now, I was talking about this the other day, actually. I didn't even bring it up to you off camera. But I don't think we're going to see any X-Men. Now, we're going to go into deeper talk on this on the actual podcast because there's a lot to be said here. But do not be surprised if you do not see your typical X-Men in the MCU. Wolverine, Magneto, etc., Professor X. I think they're going with new mutants, and they're going to go on a new school kind of X-Men era rather than our classic X-Men.
Rather than the X-Men that we saw for many years.
Yes, recasting them. Right. And it's inevitable that you recast Wolverine in this. There's an uproar. I don't care. You could take Wolverine out of a comic book, turn him into a real person, and put him in that movie, and I promise you 1 million people are going to complain about it.
Right.
You know, you can't replace Hugh. Right. Sorry, you just can't do it.
Yes.
You know?
But yeah, so Doctor Strange 2 is looking like what is going to be causing all this.
Yes.
You know, this multiverse, and it does look like like I said, it's not taking place before Thor.
Yes.
It's after. Because
direct
it looks
response.
It looks like Kevin Feige kind of, all right, pull this back.
Yeah.
We're going to work in some things that maybe we didn't have before. That way we can compete. Wow, that's a weird thing to say. Compete with DC.
Yeah.
Compete with DC.
Look at that. DC's posing a threat, people.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gone on record saying yet, but Big Drip is a DC fan.
Yeah.
I love DC. A comparison, if you line up the Avengers and the Justice League next to each other, I go with the Justice League all day, every day. Because several of their members might go into my top 10 heroes, you know?
Of course.
So I want...
Gods among us.
Yes, you'll hear me take giant dookies on the DCEU all day, but just understand it's because I love the DC so much that my expectations are honestly unreachable. To be perfectly honest, they are too high. You cannot reach what I expect because I love these characters so much.
Right, and but it's good. Some healthy competition never hurts.
No, I know. Keeps everybody on their toes.
Yeah, and it does look like they're going to be going down similar paths with the multiverse.
Yeah.
And it looks like, kind of what DC is doing where they want to please everybody. So if you don't like this Batman, well, there's a Batman here for you.
Yeah.
If you don't like this Superman or this...
Well, look over here. We got another one right there.
Right.
Oh, what's that? Turn around. There's a new Wonder Woman behind you.
Right.
Check her out.
And Marvel seems to be maybe not doing exactly the same, where there's a bunch of alternate versions running around.
But there's similarities.
Right, but the multiverse is the main theme that'll be going on.
Well, and nothing but like, Marvel already has everybody in the grip. So now it's time to experiment. It's time to play. Let's do some stuff. Let's get out there. Let's go. I guarantee this was part of the conversation. Let's go out there. We already have these people in the palm of our hands.
Right.
There's nobody could show up to a movie for 3 years and we would still be far ahead of the game.
Right.
So let's do what we want to do. Let's play around. Let's have some fun with this. And this is why I like Kevin Feige so much as like the leader of this whole MCU thing. Because from what I can tell, I don't know the man personally yet, but he seems to have that kind of same ideology. Right. Let's play around. Let's try some new things. Let's introduce some new stuff. Let's get wacky, weird. Let's get out there. Let's blow the general... Like, me and him, you can't phase us. We've been through it all. You can't throw anything at us that we haven't seen before. But the general audience, we're going to blow your mind with Doctor Strange, too.
Right,
We're going to literally blow your brains all over the seats.
Right.
You know?
And I trust... in Kevin Feige, I trust.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
But you're definitely right. They're definitely going to be playing around. That leads us into what we did want to... So why we think all this stuff is happening. We think... the Skrulls were not just introduced as a one-off kind of deal.
No, they play a long part.
Right.
They have to.
And we think that they're potentially, the Multiverse of Madness will be maybe the first domino to fall towards the comic arc's Secret Wars.
Yes.
And, we're getting all these alternate characters, and we're getting all these old characters that we love already, brought back, reused old property, make it relevant again. And sign these people to a couple movie deal, and then get them in Secret Wars.
Yep.
And I think that would be one of the best outcomes.
Absolutely. And I think, also, with the whole Multiverse of Madness thing, and opening portals and whatnot, and all this different stuff that can happen, and similar to what happened in Endgame, where a different Thanos from a different timeline came in, off a different branch, he came in the final fight of Endgame, I think something very similar could happen. So this means in Multiverse of Madness, and when it comes back to that big epic fight that happened at the end of Endgame for the Secret Wars saga, it would be, we'll see a return of like old villains, like, because I was hoping this for the Infinity Saga, we'll see old villains like Abomination, and some old Iron Man villains, and Yellow Jacket, and all these villains that we thought were gone, but no, the multiverse is open now, so they can come back some way, some form, and now we get a real battle, right, where all these heroes, their exact opposite villain is there to face them in this final battle, or Skrulls can take the form of said villain.
Exactly, and that's exactly why we wanted to talk about it, because the Skrulls, we don't think they're gone yet, we don't think we've even scratched the surface on what's really going on. As we saw, Nick Fury was actually impersonated by one.
Yes.
And now Nick Fury was in space, or
yes.
Whatever they're leading up to, it's going to be big. And we do know that Marvel is with Doctor Strange ending Phase 4. They're going to leave us craving more.
Yes.
Craving maybe the ultimate cliffhanger.
Absolutely.
We don't know yet.
Again, I promise this is the case. Doctor Strange 2 is literally there to confuse you and confuse us. You're going to have a hard time confusing me, though, Pippin. I've been doing this for a whole while. I've been doing this comic game for a minute now.
Oh, yeah.
But I promise that's the purpose. So that way when they open Phase 5, so first of all, when Phase 5 starts, you're going to flood to the theaters. They're going to just empty your pockets because they're going to leave you with so many questions, and like you said, literally craving more content because you need these answers. What is going on? I'm so confused.
Why is this Spider-Man talking to this Spider-Man?
Yes.
And why is Captain America secretly a Hydra agent?
So I can say this much, Drizzle. In between that time, in between the end of Phase 4 and the beginning of Phase 5, are a couple of episodes in between that. Whoa. Fuego!
Yes.
Because we're going to have a lot to talk, and as you can see, we already have a lot to talk. Again, we were trying to keep this relatively short, so we are going to get to the point of wrapping it up. But as you can clearly see, there's a lot to talk about here, and we're going to bring this back up come episode 3. Now, you guys, I don't know if I notice it, he notices it, and I'm sure you have. but you're seeing the progression. We're getting better. We're getting more comfortable, and we're doing this this is all for you, the viewer. We are here to bring entertainment and smiles, and we want to get, I would really like, Drizzle, to get some people that have zero interest in comic books and all the stuff that we talk about, and then we be the reason that they're into it.
That'd be amazing.
And that's what I'm out here trying to do, people.
Yeah,
we're out here trying to change lives.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So, with that being said, guys, what really helps is when you like, when you comment, when you subscribe.
Get involved, please.
Ring the bell so that you don't miss any updated content
Absolutely.
or the newest content, because we're going to start throwing these videos at you all the time now.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to miss anything, or if you don't want to be out of the loop, make sure you ring the bell, you subscribe, and we'll start, we'll start involving you.
Yes.
Comment what you want to see, guys, because we have so many ideas for videos that we can't possibly do them all.
Yes.
So if you can help us, dial it down to which ones we should do, that would help us help you.
Because at the end of the day, it is about you, the audience. We have fun doing this regardless. So as far as what the topic is and what is to be said, if you have something specific you would like to hear, please, again, we want you guys involved as much as possible. That's why we're so heavy on all our social medias. Follow us, by the way. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. Shameless plug. We're on coming soon, Reddit. Excuse me. We're on Tumblr, Snapchat. You can follow our personal accounts on Snapchat. I'm known as Big Drip. That's 2 eyes, baby. All in the drip. Then on Facebook, you find me under Justice Holmes. You find like Drizzle right here on Facebook under Tyler Roberts. He's also on Twitter, Instagram, all of that.
Everything you can
blow up my DMs, because I promise you this is gonna blow up. You see what we're doing here, you see the natural raw talent we got going on. This is gonna blow up. So flood our DMs now while we can actually see them before I got thousands of them.
Right.
Come talk to us, people.
And we have a good show for you guys this Sunday, episode 3
of
the Pop Culture Corner. So don't miss it. This is TY. And I'm signing out.
Big Drip signing out.
Thank you.
We do it for the culture, baby.